Aloha. I'm Reverend Shinri.
May the smile be yours.
Good morning and welcome to this year.
Koloa from Kauai Buddhist Dharma Center. I'm Dharma Talk.
Yoshida, and I am from Kauai.
Welcome to our KBC online.
Good morning and aloha.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Kay. I'm a virtual assistant of Bishop Kasen Ishikawa of Jodo Mission of Hawaii. Please call me Kay. I'm very honored to be a MC today as the first virtual MC for our Bodhi Day service in the history of Buddhist Council. I would like to have welcome messages from our KBC ministers.
Aloha. I'm Reverend Miyoko Takano from Koloa and Kapaa Jodo Mission of Hawaii. And today, thank you for joining our Bodhi Day service. Enjoy Bodhi Day.
Welcome to Kauai Buddhist Council Bodhi Day Service. May the smile be yours as you remember Buddha's compassion and wisdom. Namandap, 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 namandap.
Good morning and welcome to this year's Bodhi Day service sponsored by the Kauai Buddhist Council. We are grateful for your presence. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the festivities.
Good morning and aloha. Welcome to our Bodhi Day service. Please enjoy and happy Bodhi Day.
Aloha from Kauai Buddhist Dharma Center. I'm Lamatashi. We are making these offerings today of incense, flowers, perfume, food, and other offerings to celebrate the enlightenment of the Buddha Shakyamuni. He practiced for 13 years in the tradition of the Hinayana and Mahayana practices and attained enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. Upon attaining enlightenment, he then taught for 50 years the Dharma. Now today we have the results of this practice here on Kauai with our traditions of Buddhism. In practicing, you will become a bodhisattva. And the bodhisattva takes the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha as a refuge and practices 6 bodhisattva disciplines called the 6 perfections. We do this for the benefit of all sentient beings, our mothers, so that they may attain the same realization as Shakyamuni Buddha. I'll chant the prayer for that in Sanskrit. Sanjay Chodam Choki Chodama Changshu Bardu Dagni Chapsuchi Dagi Jinsoji Pe Sonampi Chola Benjer Sanjay Juparsho. And we dedicate the virtue and merit of this practice today to all sentient beings, our mothers, that they may attain the same realization and understanding of their true nature, just as Shakyamuni Buddha did.
My name is Reverend Hirosato Yoshida, and I am from Kauai Soto Zen Temple, Zenshu-ji in Hanapepe. We welcome you to this Kauai Buddhist Council Bodhi Day service. May the light of the eternal Buddha Dharma illuminate our mind, body, and spirit as we observe this important service. Thank you once again for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the program.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our KBC online Bodhi Day service. I am Akiko Okada with Waimea Higashi Hongwanji. I hope you all enjoy today's event.
Good morning. I'm Kotoku Hirao from Waimea Shingon Mission. Please enjoy Jodo Shu.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tomo Hojo of the West Kauai Hongwanji Mission. Thank you very much for participating in the 2021 Kauai Buddhist Council Bodhi Day Service. I hope all of you have a wonderful Bodhi Day. Please be safe and take care. Mahalo.
Thank you, Sensei. Ministers entering. Please gas show. Please rise. Vandana Tisarana led by Bishop Kasen Ishikawa. Please be seated. Sutra Chanting led by Reverend Takano of Jodo Mission.
ナムシャカムニ仏ナムシャカムニ仏ナムシャカムニ仏 We vow here on with the virtues accumulated from this place to transfer our merit to our beloved ones for the happiness and achievement of enlightenment. 安息苦毒労働制裁同図の来心往生安楽幸福ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブアミダナムアミダブツナムアミダブ
At this time, we would like to introduce our guest speaker, Reverend Shinri Hara, who is a Jodo Shu Minister and translator. Born and raised on Maui, Reverend Shinri Hara received a BA in Asian Studies at UC Berkeley and a MA from the Institute of Buddhist Studies. She then moved to Kyoto, Japan, where she studied at the Urasenk Tea School for a year and later trained to be a Jodo Shu priest. Reverend Shinri recently moved back to Maui, where she assists her father Reverend Gensho Hara at Lahaina Jodo Mission and continues to work as a freelance translator for museums in Japan. Please welcome Reverend Shinri Hara.
Daisho Shakyamuni Nyorai Bodai Juge Shogaku Jodo Joshu Jion. To Shakyamuni Buddha, who attained perfect enlightenment under the Bodhi tree by realizing ultimate compassion, we now take refuge. Namu Shakyamuni Butsu, Namu Shakyamuni Butsu, Namu Shakyamuni Butsu. Good morning and aloha from Maui. Thank you for your kind invitation to the Kauai Buddhist Council's Bodhi Day Service. I wish I could be with all of you this morning on Kauai, but since we continue to live in uncertain times with COVID-19, I join you virtually and in spirit from Maui. Today, we celebrate Bodhi Day, Shakyamuni Buddha's awakening, his enlightenment. Together with the Buddha's birthday and his parinirvana, his great passing, Bodhi Day, also known as Vesak, or in Japanese, Jodoe, marks one of the three great events in the life of the historic Buddha that we as Buddhists commemorate together. As you may already be familiar, according to tradition, Shakyamuni Buddha was born to King Suddhodana and Queen Maya as a prince named Siddhartha Gautama over 2,500 years ago. Shortly after his birth, Queen Maya passed away. A wise man had predicted that Siddhartha would grow up to be a great king or a wise sage. Fearing the latter, his father, King Suddhodana, surrounded Siddhartha with all the luxuries and pleasures that we can imagine. Still, Siddhartha felt something missing in his life. One day in his 20s, Prince Siddhartha ventured out of his luxurious sheltered palace with his servant Channa and his favorite horse Kantaka and saw an old man. The prince had been surrounded by the young and beautiful all his life, so he never thought of aging or had never seen anyone so old before. But this sight of this hunched, bent old man made him realize that one day he too would grow old and feeble. The next day, he saw a diseased man and was horrified as he had never seen illness before. He then thought in fear, I too could become sick one day. On the third day, he came upon a funeral and saw a corpse and realized that he too will one day die. These events led Siddhartha to feel distressed and dissatisfied with his rich and superficial life and realize that nothing is permanent. I may be strong and healthy now, but one day I could become sick and I too will grow old and die. In despair, Siddhartha again went out. This time he came upon an ascetic, meditating and seeking the cause of human suffering. The ascetic looked peaceful and content, giving Siddhartha hope that he too could find the way to liberate himself from human suffering. So the prince resolved to become an ascetic himself and left behind the splendors of his life to devote himself to difficult practices and training for 6 years. However, during these long, harsh years, he still could not find the answers he sought. Finally, he decided he would fast. He fasted until he was only skin and bones and thought, surely I will die before finding the way. So he abandoned his fasting and went to a river to wash his weakened body. A local milkmaid found him and offered him milk porridge. With this sustenance, Siddhartha was able to enter deep states of meditation under the Bodhi tree and look into his mind in perfect calmness and stillness and understand the laws of the universe. This is said to have taken place in 3 phases. In the first, Siddhartha recollected all his former lives. Then he developed the divine eye with which he could look upon the world and see the rise and passing of all sentient beings according to their karma. Finally, he realized the essence of the Dharma and the law of dependent arising, patika samuppada, or engi in Japanese. And he became the awakened one, the enlightened one. The idea of dependent arising is a difficult concept to understand, but simply put, it means everything arises from conditions. That is, nothing comes from nothing. All change and phenomena are brought about by innumerable factors and reasons, whether we know it or not. That is, everything is interconnected and interdependent. I may think that I am doing this or that, but many factors, whether I'm aware of it or not, has allowed me to do these things. For instance, for me to give this sermon today, I had to be invited, I had to be born, then my computer had to work properly so I could zoom in. This means it took countless people and numerous factors to work just right for me to join you virtually. Whether it is those who made and delivered my food to give me sustenance, or those who developed the computer, the internet, for me to get online, the people who made my robes so I can be presentable. All these things I enjoy and all too often take for granted are possible because of the many factors that I myself had very little to do with. All these things brought me to this wonderful moment with all of you today. So the Buddha became awakened to these universal truths and became liberated of ignorance and suffering. According to the Flower Garland Sutra, at the moment of his enlightenment, the Buddha declared, "I now see that all sentient beings everywhere fully possess the wisdom and virtues of the enlightened ones. But because of false conceptions and attachments, they do not realize it." Here, the Buddha is saying that each of us have the capacity to become enlightened, to become Buddhas, but we are not aware of it, or we easily forget because of our attachments, delusions, and ignorance. Bodhi Day, however, reminds us that each of us have the potential to become enlightened and that we should strive every day to overcome these challenges, to try to get closer to achieving Buddhahood. not through difficult training and practices, but by living according to the Eightfold Path as the Buddha taught us. That is right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation or concentration. Although these actions sound or seem simple, they're incredibly difficult to uphold because every day we forget ourselves and get caught up in the muddy lotus ponds that we live in. Today, we face many challenges and often unsettling changes, or we get caught up in our daily lives. But when we're feeling worried or upset, let us take a moment to remember the Buddha's teachings that nothing is permanent, and these two things too shall pass. Let us remember and be grateful that we are not living alone, but through the interdependence of countless others. Let us live mindfully, happily, and peacefully through the Eightfold Path as the Buddha has taught us. In closing, please put your hands together and repeat with me Namu Shakyamuni Butsu 3 times. Namu Shakyamuni Butsu, Namu Shakyamuni Butsu, Namu Shakyamuni Butsu. Thank you and happy Bodhi Day.
Thank you, Reverend Shinri. When you come to Kauai, please let us know. We hope to have an in-person opportunity to see you in the future. This concludes 2021 Virtual Bodhi Day Service. Please stay safe and take care. We wish you all to have a very happy and safe Bodhi Day and Happy New Year. Once again, thank you very much for your attendance.